How you doing? I'm Scott Disick, and welcome to my house. As you can see, the house is somewhat of a farm-like house with an East Coast traditional swirl. So the layout of this house is great because you basically come in and you have everything right here. I know where my kids are at all times, so it's great. It's great that there's no sub, that I don't have to go find my kids in the basement. But I wanted to make it as modern and as cool as possible, but still leaving the comfort there so my children can feel safe and cozy. So this used to be a billiards room. I had a pool table, a little bar, and this and that. I realized I didn't really play pool. My kids didn't play pool. It seemed cool at the time, but it was a lot of wasted space. So now it's basically a formal living room with some Royer pieces and some Prouvé table, Prouvé side tables. And it's just a cool room, but it doesn't get used a ton. And then if you come over here, you'll notice I have my formal dining room. Kind of nice that it knocks out the formal spots in the front because you don't really use them as much. But I take meetings here sometimes if I don't want to go to the office. I don't think I've ever had a piece of food there, though. Right here is a unique thing to put a wine cellar under a staircase. I know now a lot of people are doing it, but there's wasted space, so you could turn it into something that works. Holds 500 bottles of your finest wine. There's lighting. So obviously this is my movie theater, but the great part is that it's close to everything. It's also nice that if you notice, I made drapes that kind of match the walls. So it felt like a true, authentic movie theater, but if I ever wanted to transform the room into anything else, or even if in the summer I wanted to just open the curtains and jump right into the pool, you can. The great part is I also have a little powder room here, so it has its own bathroom. For me, just to have a huge U-shaped couch instead of theater seating is a much better vibe because I think you're actually going to use it. You can lay down, you can relax, you can do whatever you want. You could sleep down here if you wanted to. It's great for all the kids to cuddle up, watch a movie. I think the last movie I watched was Murder by Numbers with Ryan Gosling. It's a good one. Right here, obviously, it looks as if it's all a wall. I made it that way. But actually, there's a pivot door that takes you into 3 different bedrooms. This room here could be used as a downstairs master. You have a really nice view. You could see the pool. It feels very much like a hotel. So you could come in, drop your bags, live good for the weekend, and then get the hell out of here. You know, you can tell that everything is very open, which is something I love. It's a double island kitchen, so it's nice. You could work on one, eat on another. What I really like is that if you're actually in the kitchen, you kind of feel like you're in a little bit of a command center. I have my kids, and I could see them. They're usually on the couch. There's dinner here, then the movie, then up to bed. So I kind of have a process of my night, so that's how it goes. And it's pretty down to a science. Carrara marble, Carrara backsplash, Carrara countertops on both. And then just a lot of white, just clean. You can find more white if you need to paint when your kid hits a wall. So I kind of keep it easy. Something about white stone is just classic and it's always going to be nice. I don't think it's ever going to go out of style. Basically just water, Gatorade, and ginger ale. And matzo ball soup because everybody's sick in the house. And if one kid gets sick, evidently everybody gets sick. You know, I like to try to keep everything as organized as possible. We have label makers that label everything pretty much down from tortilla chips to candy to popcorn that's gluten-free, actually, cereals that are gluten-free. And then there's some hidden sections with the food that's, you know, not as good for you, but I don't let my kids see that. Once you get organized, it's just easier. So here is my living space where I spend a lot of my time. There's the fireplace, the TV works well. I also like the clean lines of everything being recessed into the wall with the TV, so it just looks chic, clean, and I feel good in it. Slip covers because my kids tend to spill things. As I look, there's more stains than I realized, but it's part of the game. So I would say my biggest prized possession in this room would be this little statue of my dachshund, also known as a wiener dog. And this is a model made after her. I got a couple wieners in the house. Her name is Herschela. She's Jewish. She's a good dog. This door goes all the way through and opens up to the whole house. Right here, nice place to sit, relax. You're close to the house where you have that indoor-outdoor living. Fireplace, place to eat. a recently built Zero Edge and Infinity with graded land. Kind of have another hidden little patio. Has a little bit of a secret layer type feel, which is great. The one thing that I saw that this house had in the sense of potential was the backyard. And I knew that it needed to be elevated for this house to really show. And it really did open up the property, opened up this view, and it made the house much more special than a lot of houses you'll find in Hidden Hills because they don't have views and they don't see lights. So for me, it's pretty special. It gives me kind of a taste of every world, and I like it, and all my kids like it. So it's been a big hit. So here you'll find my motor court, which is obviously very close to my heart because I've always loved cars my whole life. Always been a collector of some nature. You know, I'm lucky enough now to have a lot of cars that I love. This is an 812 Ferrari, which is the newest, fastest V12 Ferrari that they make. An old classic Shelby Cobra, which is pretty unbelievable. It's very rare. Rolls-Royce Dawn, convertible, easy, top down, great car. Brand new Range Rover, the best car ever. Haven't driven it yet, but number one car. If I had to have one car, it would be a Range Rover. Then the new Bentley SUV that came out, great car as well. But if you had to take everything away from me, even my house, just leave me with a Range Rover, and I'll find a way. This is kind of one of those little areas where you didn't really know what else to do with it. So I put a day bed, 2 kangaroo chairs that are genre, that are very old French chairs that are very much collectibles, and a Prouvé day bench. It's a nice segue into then my master. There's 2 sides of it. There's the living side, and then there's the sleeping side. I've wanted to make it as cool as possible, but as comfortable as possible. I have a custom 9x9 bed, so it becomes a little difficult because it's not just making the bed larger, it's making the mattress larger. The sheets, the shams, the pillows, everything. And then if you notice, you don't really see where the TV is because I put a projector here and then a screen that's 12 feet pops out of the middle and then creates a wall that goes all the way down to the ground, separates the 2 rooms and actually makes this room then feel a little bit smaller, cozier, and gives you a 12-foot screen to watch. Now you have a mini cinema into your master bedroom, and when it's dark, all you literally see is just a screen. Always been a dream of mine to have like my own little movie theater inside my bedroom. I'll probably do it in all houses that I ever live in. Kind of the sitting room. I don't use it a ton, but it is a good place if you ever need to just kind of get away, think, maybe jump on the computer. I also have a huge balcony here that looks off into everything. If my kids are swimming, I can go out there, see them in the pool. You get that king of the jungle feel here where you kind of are watching over everybody. It's obviously quite sizable. And it's great because then I have everything right here. I can see everybody. And then if I want, I can go get back to myself, which I never really do. But it sounds good in theory. And then I have my hawk that I learned about in Dubai, that you fly. So I brought one back and he lives in the tree and he flies back when I want him to. See ya, hawk. And then this is my master bathroom. There's pretty much a his and hers. 2 sinks, 2 bathrooms, big shower, a couple different shower heads, steam shower, which is great and is used, which is amazing. The only thing that I don't actually have in here that I regret that I didn't do is heated floors, which I think is an unbelievable thing when you get out of a shower when you're cold and you step into heat. As far as fixtures, you'll notice that my hardware is a matte black. And me, one of my big things is always putting the biggest mirrors possible. Always opens up the space. And then, which is great, you have this big hot tub that looks right over your view. Nice place to hang out if you're a bathtub type of guy. I say I am, but I never actually do it, so I guess I'm not really. I have some towels, just in case you need one. Long time ago, a guy named Sandy Gallen used to have the most gorgeous houses, I'm sure he still does, in the Hamptons. And he always had these over-the-top towel holders that I would see. And I said, you know, if I ever got a house that had a Hamptons feel, I would do towel holders like Sandy's and do them all the way up, and then a ton of towels, and that's kind of where I got that inspiration. So I don't take the credit there. AD, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. But all things come to an end, and now is your time. Goodbye. Thank you.